The backfield, the incomparable Bo Jackson and Steve Smith, the blocker, the speed and Willie Gault, the clever running after the catch of Mervin Fernandez. Mike Dial, the tight end, he goes out when they go to the extra wide receiver, and Mike Alexander comes in. Had his first touchdown pass last week against New England. Berline from just inside the 30 gives to Bo, and he's knocked down after a yard gain by Simon Fletcher, who is having a Pro Bowl year for the Broncos. Here is Wade Phillips' defensive unit. Alfonso Carricker, Cragen, and Holmes, the front three, with Brooks, Munford, Mecklenburg, and Fletcher, the linebackers. When they get into a pass defense situation, these men come in. Scott Curtis, Kip Corrington, and Mark Haynes, two extra defensive backs to join the back four of Braxton, Henderson. Robbins starts today for Dennis Smith, who is injured, and Steve Atwater. Shotgun Berline. And under pressure, he has to throw long, but too long for Mervin Fernandez. Good pressure coming in on quarterback Berline. Bobby Humphrey from Alabama. What a year for the rookie. Jeff Alexander, the big back. Jackson and Johnson, the outside men. Clarence Kay, tight end. Those three men in pass situations. The shotgun go out. Sewell comes in along with Michael Young and Ricky Nativ. He's looking for Johnson. Instead goes underneath to the tight end Mobley, big Orson Mobley, and he's bumped out of bounds. Front four for the Raiders, Howie Long, and he is playing brilliantly. We'll watch him closely today. Golick, Davis, and Townsend complete the front four. Veteran linebackers in King, Robinson, and Benson. The cornerbacks McDaniel and Washington. Mike Harden, the ex-Bronco, starts at strong safety with Eddie Anderson. Dennis Price, just activated yesterday, former UCLA defensive star, comes in as the extra defensive back in pass situations. And there's Howie Long, injured early in the year when Shanahan was coach, and probably there's no bigger factor in the 1-3 start for the Raiders than the fact that Long couldn't play.
Well, this is the truly dominating player of our time. Lawrence Taylor, I'm sure, is in that category, but Howie Long, off last week's game against New England, you'd have to say he's the best defensive player in the game today. He disrupts the blocking patterns, destroys the people that try to deal with him, and destroy the ball carrier's path to run with the ball aside from his pass rush.
It's perfect. So on second and short, a big gain for Bobby Humphrey all the way to the 50-yard line for the rookie, and a first down. Elway going long, well covered by Washington, and he intercepts it. Lionel Washington has the ball at the 13-yard line with his second interception of the year.
Howie Long was right down the middle on Elway that time, and Elway got it off smoothly, but he couldn't throw it to anyone else. He couldn't do anything else with the ball. Howie's going to come right up inside on Elway, and he had nowhere to go but to throw the ball down the field. Comes up underneath, right there. Here he comes, and we've got all kind of heat, and especially with Townsend coming from that other side. Jackson was still getting there, so it was a throw and Washington.
Steve Smith, the former Penn State star, gets about 5 before Carl Mecklenburg and company can make the tackle. That's Fernandez in motion. Bo Jackson. And he battles his way close to a first down at the 23-yard line. The measurement. Berline well protected. Hits Dial. The tight end is all the way to the 49-yard line. 28. Draw play to Jackson. And he's to the 45 of Denver, where it'll be third down and 4.
Dynamic athlete.
He comes out in the shotgun Berline. Wide open. Mervin Fernandez. He breaks tackles. Breaks another. First down at the 24.
So far, so good for Berline. He's on the money. He's throwing the ball with some zip on it, so to speak.
Over Jackson or Steve Smith this time. Smith inside the 20-yard line, a pickup of about 5. He's moving toward the 400-yard mark on the season, his best as a Raider. He blocked for D.J. Dozier for the Nittany Lions in their '86 NCAA championship year. So longest this year, 40. This one will be 37 yards. the early lead on a 37-yard kick by Jager. Midpoint of the first quarter here in sunny Los Angeles, California.
What a difference, Dick, between the first Raider game with Denver and this one. I'm not sure the outcome will be different, but the way the Raiders are playing with so much more confidence and so much better execution at this point. Well, Art Shell has made a difference with his experience. The Raiders have to believe, and here's a man that's been there, 8 Pro Bowls, World Championships, and they really respond to him remarking on his experiences as a player. The tough games they played, the personalities in Raider history, how they responded to the pressure of winning, how they responded to the top opponents. So not only is his coaching enthusiasm there and a certain amount of coaching expertise, but it's the symbolic part of it. Art Shell, a great player, now leading his Raiders.
And 7. Elway shotgun. Oh, what a play by Elway. Gets it to the tight end and a first down. Orson Mobley, what a target at 6'5" and 260. Shovel pass to Humphrey, and Humphrey is into Raider territory with a 6-yard gain before Tom Benson, who is the Raiders' leading tackler, can make the stop. The backfield with Humphrey on 2nd and 4. Humphrey, Alexander trying to lead the way, but Scott Davis, number 70, held his ground.
Right down the line of scrimmage with it, and you'll see excellent job here, excellent here coming down, and Howie Long chasing that behind with people pursuing, and this is a good Denver line, and everybody's determined, but you see people coming down the line right there. They're very, very difficult to handle, and King is right on top of that ball.
Blitz, and it's Elway to Vance Johnson, breaking one tackle, and a first down at the 40-yard line.
Well, we're looking at greatness there. That Elway play. He's made hundreds like that in his career.
At the Raider 37, it appeared the Raiders were offside. Free play for Elway. Guns it to Johnson, who is hit immediately at the 30. It appears he has a first down. Terry McDaniel on the left corner made the tackle on an 8-yard play. Here in the West, the Raiders battling for a wild card spot against a team that's already clinched their playoff position. The Broncos, and what a hit in the backfield by Howie Long.
There he was again. He's been there all day. This time he got underneath blocks. He tried to pull the guard and tackle, and Howie just followed right behind him, got to the ball before they did.
He's so quick off the ball.
He comes in behind the pulling guard and tackle to make the stop. Now, a tight end on the backside of that play was asked to cut him off. No way.
2nd and long. Elway guns, complete to Vance Johnson. An acrobatic catch at the Raider 25. It'll be short of the first down by about 6. 9 yards for Johnson. Elway eludes McDaniel and throws toward the sideline, incomplete. Had a man open on the run. Ricky Nattiel, but overshot him. Here's David Treadwell, who has missed only 4 of 25. This will be a 42-yard attempt. It's blocked. And the Raiders maintain their 3-0 lead. I thought I heard a thump, that old thud-thud, the nightmare for any kicker, and watch number 70, Scott Davis.
Well, it actually was blocked. You'll see Scott's hand right there. Block the ball. He just got the edge of it, and then you could tell because the ball started turning in the other direction.
So the Raiders maintain their 3-0 lead, and here's Bo Jackson carrying a pile of Broncos for 11 yards.
At least the last 5 yards of that was strictly Bo carrying people with him and gaining speed as he did it.
You know, in the history of the National Football League, only one man has run for touchdowns of 90 yards or more 2 times. Bo Jackson. It's hard to believe, in all the great runners that have graced this game, Jackson in his short half career has done it twice. Fumbled snap, and Verline, who's got it? The Broncos have recovered. recovered. It appeared to be Mecklenburg, who's always around the ball. There he is, number 77, Carl Mecklenburg, the three-time Pro Bowler. As Berline had trouble receiving the snap, and the Broncos get a big exchange. Fair-style end as John Elway, after the fumble recovery, throws underneath. And inside the 30 goes Melvin Bratton, the former fullback at Miami. Quickly, let's go through the other scores. Denver, nothing. 11:50 remaining in the second quarter. Elway throwing, almost intercepted into a crowd. He was trying to throw it away. It appears a flag is down as Elway threw the ball.
Looked like he was roughed.
Piece of work by Elway to get 15 yards and a first down at the 15. Humphrey tripped up by Long and staggers forward for 3, and Howie Long right in the middle. They're double teaming Long, and they still can't stop him.
He just destroys the blocking patterns. He disrupts them, and he's not getting that many sacks or tackles, but he just takes apart everything else. Knocks people off course, pushes blockers out of the way. He's right there. People have to jump over him. Then somebody else makes the tackle. He just disrupts everything.
Offside against the Broncos, and that will not be a touchdown as Vance Johnson makes a great catch, but they're going to call it back. It appeared that the man lined up on the left side had jumped prematurely, Orson Mobley. Now third down, 13. Elway, incomplete. He had to throw it away. Mark Jackson was well covered from 42 yards. This one would tie it from 34. And we have a new game. So the fumble recovery by Mecklenburg leads to the tying field goal here in Los Angeles. The Chiefs and the Packers in the next few years. Those are two teams that are building. Bo Jackson tripped up as he crosses the 20-yard line. Good play by Simon Fletcher. Second down and 10. Berline, lots of time. And he has a first down out at the 31-yard line to Mervyn Fernandez.
He went right over that Heisman. That was the one they respected.
First down play, and it's Steve Smith up the middle. So, not much there for Vincent Edward Jackson from Bessemer, Alabama. Draw play to Humphrey, who sprints out to the 30-yard line, and a first down. Underneath, Sammy Winder, the veteran from Southern Mississippi, who picks up about 9 yards. By Dan Reeves' coach teams. Steve Sewell is in there. So is the Raiders' Bob Golick. Golick shooting through, the veteran nose tackle who played with the Browns for many years, a native of Cleveland. And a big hole for Humphrey, and then he's hit hard by Mike Harden, the former Bronco, a textbook tackle for Harden.
There's Jackson sitting, I think, on his helmet, which is a real crux of the problem with Shanahan. We can get into that.
Elway on first down. This 3-3 tie underneath to Winder. Breaks a couple of tackles in Raider territory at the 48-yard line. 8 yards on the play. Did you allow your
Not at all, Dick.
What's wrong with that?
We wanted people on their feet or on a knee, but look at this. It's symbolic. It's almost like a ritual for the Raiders. It started many years ago. There's a practice scene sitting on that helmet. Now, Shanahan didn't believe in it. Reeves doesn't believe in it. Landry didn't believe in it years ago. But the Raiders adapt. Somehow that began to happen, and when it was taken away from them, they were just at a loss.
Tied at 3. Less than 3 minutes left in the half. It's Humphrey sprinting into the clear and close to a first down at the Raider 33 before Tom Benson, the former Patriot, can make the tackle. 33. The Broncos trying to take the lead before the intermission. The busy man is Humphrey again, and look at him fight all the way to the 22, and he has 11 more yards to give him 69 for this opening half, and he may be on his way to his best rushing day in his initial year in the league. A 3-all tie, opening half. Humphrey again. And Humphrey to the 20-yard line and then rejected.
He respects Allen and his style and believes he would like to play the same kind of football.
Elway underneath, wide open is Natil, and he has a first down at the 8-yard line. A dozen more. Elway to Natil, who missed much of this year with a knee injury, throwing to Natil.
Well, you'll see Townsend right here with Perry trying to block him. Great move by Townsend.
Yeah, those don't show up in the scorebook. Here's a hit to Bratton, and Melvin Bratton fights into the end zone for a touchdown. His first rushing touchdown as a pro, and the celebration with Bobby Humphrey.
But Bratton was demonstrated there his power. Well, we're going to see a pulling guard and a trap play that's going to come inside with Elway handing off. Now, the right guard, Waddell, does a fine job of turning Robinson in right at the bottom of your screen, right there. But look at the power, right from the 3-yard line all the way in.
Just drove Eddie Anderson back, and then Harden got pinned underneath, and Harden leaves under his own power. Tack on the extra point. So timeout. The Raiders will have 37 seconds before the end of the half. They now trail 10-3. Bo Jackson breaking a tackle. Boy, he just shredded Steve Atwater as if the rookie was water. And Atwater is 220 pounds, and when Atwater came up, I can't believe it. I didn't even slow him down.
Well, his pads are low and his knees are high. There isn't anything to grab.
A defensive half of football with the only touchdown drive, a long one engineered by John Elway, using the talents of his rookie running back Bobby Humphrey. And the Broncos, coming in 10-2, have a lead of 10-3 thanks to that young talent. And the Raiders now are going to have to get serious. They're 6-6. They need a win to entertain high hopes for the playoffs. Stay with us. All the scores and highlights coming up. To solidify their home field advantage in the playoffs, here's the Coors halftime numbers. 74 of those 87 Bronco rushing yards by Bobby Humphrey. He is the offensive star of this first half. Elway underneath to Humphrey. He squirts out from a couple of tacklers and has a first down at the 41. Bobby Humphrey buried for a loss. They were waiting for him that time, and Greg Townsend from TCU finally got him down. There's Townsend, who leads the team in sacks with 9.5 and has 5 forced fumbles.
He stayed clear of it.
He was over 270. Elway into the flat to Humphrey, and they're going to call in the grasp apparently. No play. Howie Long getting to Elway. One great star after another. So now 3rd and a bunch. And the 45-second clock already down to a 0. That really went in a hurry.
Delay of game offense.
So it's now 3rd and 22.
Zone defense.
Elway caught by Long, and then throw it wide. There's no penalty on the play, and he was not in the control of Long, but Howie was harassing again.
Long's coming up the field. Now Elway on a design play coming outside to his right. Long just uses that tremendous power, controls his man, comes off a block, and makes a play. Now Doug Waddell is being given an education today.
Now Andre Townsend for that right end job. Draw to Bo. And they're there to meet him at the 40-yard line. Burline from the shotgun. Got running room, but Brooks gets him from behind and denies the first down at the 35. He's about 2.5 yards short. Bo for 2 or maybe 3. intercepted by Mecklenburg, almost as if he knew where Berline was going to throw. He was waiting in the weeds
to win a football game just by a few points.
This would be his longest of the year if he makes it 46 yards. And he has got it. So Jeff Jager, the former Cleveland Brown, has 37 and 46-yard field goals today, and the Denver lead is cut to 10-6. Just sliding it inside the right upright with 6:49 left in the third. Draw play to Humphrey. Gets outside and then shows his power as he bowls out to the 33 on the year. And they're waiting for him this time, and Howie Long gets his 270 pounds around the ankles, says that'll be it. But you have to be thinking ahead. Here goes Humphrey. Caught in the backfield. Guess who?
Howie Long is clearly the best man in the game today on defense. And there are others, we could argue, some defensive backs, or Ronnie Lott, people like that. But this man, it just destroys things up and down the line of scrimmage, and he not only takes on the ball carrier, but he destroys the blocking pattern. So if other people are blocking another Raider defender, Howie can take their legs out from under them. It just clears the game out. I didn't think he'd play this well again, Dick. I thought maybe his best days were behind him. This is as good as he's ever played.
Forward. 2nd and 11. Screen to Humphrey. Good blocking. And he has a first down out to the 47-yard line. Elway scrambles and has a first down at the Raider 38-yard line. And Howie Long again, downfield 15 yards, got him from behind. Last minute, third quarter draw. And it's wide open for Humphrey, and does he take a lick from Eddie Anderson and Mike Harden? But he jumps up, and he's close to another first down as they spot it right at the 22-yard line.
Right now, you see it go like backed off the center, and he's reading the guards in the center.
Humphrey already over 100 yards, but doesn't get anything there as Lyndon King. But I don't think he made it. He's down to about the 13 where his knee went down. Mike Wise and Jerry Robinson got to him. And Treadwell, who was an academic All-America at Clemson University, drills it, and it's back to a 7-point game. And if you think because they've clinched the FC West, he's not into it, oh my. We'll be back after the... To Fernandez, and a first down at the 34.
Now that was a beautifully executed play.
Third catch for Mervyn Fernandez gives him 40 for the year, the leading receiver. And this one deep down the middle, the tight end there. He could go. And run to first-year tight end Mike Dial from Texas A&I. And he did indeed dial long distance, his second touchdown reception. And Berline made the throw, split the deep center defense, and then Dial knocked off 2 tacklers for the score. As impassive Art Shell looks on at the extra point to tie. It is 13-13.
There's a throw down the middle. Two rotating safeties. An excellent job down the field by Dial. Beautiful job. Now, Munford should have had coverage on Dial, and he lost him. He lost him coming down the field.
And to the delight of his quarterback, we're even with 7 to go. Kerry Porter made the tackle. This has been a series not only where there's been a lot of high emotions, they don't like each other, but they play tough and they play even. 4 of the last 10 meetings going into overtime. The Raiders 3-1. Complete to Natil, and he has a first down to the 38-yard line. Complete. What a catch by Michael Young. Young, one of the extra wide receivers who played here at UCLA. With good coverage, Young gets it anyway. First down at the 50. Underneath, Natil. And he may have another first down as he's to the 40-yard line.
Need about 5 yards for a long field goal.
Elway under a blitz. Has to throw it in a hurry, and it's short. Steve Sewell and Ricky Natil were over there.
To get that field goal.
10 men on the line of scrimmage for the Raiders.
Here's a screen to the outside.
Winder, but it was well read by Scott Davis, and Winder knocked out of bounds. And it's Bowe. Stopped after a yard or two by Simon Fletcher. Return man at the 36. It's a good kick.
Great kick.
Natil at the 29. 40, 50, could go all the way. Vance Mueller gets him down at the 34-yard line. And only the speed of Mueller, who was a Division II national sprinter on a title team, saved a touchdown. 38 yards for Natil.
Look for a run just to get the ball. No, they're going to throw the ball.
Elway to the sideline. Intercepted. Intercepted. And finally dragged down is Lionel Washington at the 45-yard line. Oh, my. Seconds to go. And Elway, this could very easily have been a touchdown for Washington. Mark Jackson, in a wrestling match, saved a touchdown.
Well, I can't agree with that call, Dick. I'm sorry. As great admiration I have for Dan Reeves as a brilliant coach, but why do that one? They could run for 2 downs to run for yards, use their timeout, and kick a long field goal. I'm sure he wishes he had that one back.
So for the 5th time in the last 11 games, Denver and the Raiders go an extra panel. Dick Enberg with Bill Walsh, and now the two coaches, Art Shell of the Raiders and Dan Reeves of the Broncos, will watch the coin toss. Take us through this. Did you always hope you'd win the toss here?
Well, you would. In the day like this, naturally you'd want the toss. A strong wind, naturally you'd want the wind. We lost a game to the Broncos a year ago. But here it's a beautiful day. You want the ball.
So both teams then looking to get that ball first, although...
Again, Denver is a visiting team. Who will call the toss this time? Number 58. Please call it while it is in the air. Heads is called. It is heads.
So they went to the free agent from New Hampshire, Scott Curtis, and he called it right. Denver gets it first.
Best of luck.
64,000 when the Raiders first arrived here from the Bay Area. Then last year 57 the average attendance. This year down to 47 with all the talk the Raiders aren't going to be here anyway next season. Today, however, they sold 90,016 tickets. 87,560 arrived. Game was blacked out in the Los Angeles area. But over 87,000, by far the largest in the league all season. They've seen a dandy game dramatically. Downfield, it's complete to Mobley. And a first down at the 35. some breathing room at the 35. Little dump off to Humphrey. No one near Humphrey. And he has another first down at the 47 of Denver. Greg Townsend caught him from behind. It's Humphrey, and you saw his numbers. Tripped up by Howie Long. He had his big left arm out there to hook him. 3 minutes into overtime. Blitz picked up well. Elway. Oh my! Out of the hands of Vance Johnson, and Lionel Washington was there.
Well, here come the wide receivers for Denver. So they're going to their pure pass formation. Now, this is how they beat, if you remember, Kansas City with that shovel pass a few weeks ago.
The Raiders send in Carter and Price, 2 extra defensive backs. And now it'll be the Raiders' turn. To the 31-yard line, and Mark Mumford. Burline, plenty of time down the middle to Dial. Dial almost breaking free again. It's to the 43-yard line.
Dial's a clutch player. No question about it.
Dial on 3 catches, won a 67-yard touchdown. Now it's Bo's turn, and they're going for the ball. You saw Ron Holmes on the outside as Jackson was straightened, trying to rip the ball free unsuccessfully.
Well, this is the first time in 60-some minutes here, 70 minutes, that the Raiders have had any advantage in this game. Right now, for the first time, they have field position with a score tied. They've battled uphill all the way. They've said the tight end is out of football. They run and shoot people and all of these others that go to these wide receiver formations. But here's the great use of a tight end in the game of football. Now Dial catches what they call a flag pattern to the corner. This is this is the kind of football I like to coach, and I guess
33-yard average for Dial on those 4 catches. Now it's Steve Smith. Smith to the 9. Too nervous to sit down. Boy, those Raiders know how important it is. Even Bo Jackson out there encouraging the crowd in its support. And here it is. Jeff Jaeger will try to win it right now. And maybe if he's good, from about 27 yards, this big crowd will have been treated to not only a great game between 2 outstanding teams, but a home win. Dan Reeves' team needs 2 wins in their final 4 to assure complete home field advantage in the playoffs, and he has battled throughout this game from the sidelines, leader of Denver.
Well, Dick, they were right there and threw that pass interception, and honestly could have run the ball and kicked a field goal, so I'm sure they'll get on that plane and reflect on that a little bit.
The Broncos, prior to today, leading going into the 4th quarter, were 45-1. The one being a great comeback by the Mike Shanahan coach Raiders last year at Denver. And this would be the 2nd time that they've lost the lead in the 4th quarter. If Jaeger can kick it from the right hash mark, a 26-yard attempt. Still unbeaten at home, 5-0 for the new coach of the Raiders. Jaeger punches it through, and it's Los Angeles from behind, 16-13 in overtime.